What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy McLavishh. Peace, prosperity, and power. Mind, body, and soul. Death before dishonor. Speaking the truth, keeping the faith, and holding it the fuck down. Let's get right into it. Let's talk about this Andrew Tate thing. Let's break it down for what I see it as. Give you guys a more holistic perspective when it comes to everything that's going on around this topic. Right? Let me say this first. I am not an Andrew Tate stan. I'm neither against him nor am I for him, right? I like to see things from a neutral stance. So let's make sure that disclaimer is out there. All right. First and foremost, let's talk about who Andrew Tate is. If you've never seen who Andrew Tate is, then he's this very influential multimillionaire, I'm assuming, that literally took over the internet in less than 2 months recently. And Andrew Tate was basically it was like a storm, and he was literally just a reflection of everything that's been going on in society, right? And you can kind of compare him in a sense to who would be a perfect Donald Trump is an example I would use for compare Andrew Tate, because both of these guys, I would describe them as wolves, because wolves aren't scared to show you exactly how they fear. They're, would you rather have the angry wolf or the aggressive wolf or the sly cunning fox? And we can compare that to the Donald Trump Joe Biden situation, right? And I'm not here to get political or anything, but just take this example. Would you rather somebody tell you up front exactly how they see things, right? Let me fix my camera real quick. Down just a little bit more. Would you rather see or somebody speak to you authentically, aggressively, and in their truth? Or would you rather have somebody tell you what you want to hear despite whether or not it's true or not? And I'm not saying the aggressive wolf is being truthful too, but wouldn't you want them to be upfront about their intentions rather than somebody stabbing you in the back and playing you like a fiddle behind your back? Andrew Tate is the perfect example of a new version of Donald Trump, because Donald Trump exposed what we already knew, which was the racist underbelly that is America, right? Everybody thought, well, racism isn't the same anymore. Racism isn't the same. And then Donald Trump gets on his platform and says, make America great again. And everybody and their mom who has been influenced and raised a certain way to think prejudice of other people spawned out of nowhere. I wouldn't say out of nowhere. They've been lurking because they didn't have power, but it was like a flip of a switch, right? And that's all because Donald Trump put up an authentic approach. I would be authentic, right? Said what he wanted to say, stood on what he wanted to say, and continued to live in that, right? Whereas you got Joe Biden, who is like the sly cunning fox, who is going to worry about being politically correct and tell you what you want to hear and pull on your emotional strings to get a reaction out of you so you can follow his ideology. Andrew Tate is the perfect example and in comparison to Donald Trump, because he told you exactly what the fuck he wanted to say. He didn't give a fuck how you felt about it, nor did he care about the impact that he was having, as far as, well, he probably did care about the impact, but he still stood on what the fuck he said. That period, point blank. That's why I compared him to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was the exact same way. So let's get into Andrew Tate though. Let's talk about his ideologies. He's had his ideologies and his behaviors, right? There's a lot of people going around talking about his Hustlers University as a marketing scheme. We're not here to get into that. That man promoted his business, got people to get into it, so I can't knock another man's hustle, right? I say that to say this. Andrew Tate came on the platform, blew up in less than 2 months for speaking some very extreme ideologies, whether you agree with them or you don't, and voiced his own opinion, only for him to be censored by every social media platform. Now, who has the power to say, yeah, this man needs to be silenced? Think about that. Who truly has the power? Because it's not the people. If the people had a voice in it, you probably had to vote about it. Andrew Tate is the result of the indifferences between the whole divide and conquer strategy. If you look at the agenda of divide and conquer, you see now you got this rise in femininity, right? And this rise in femininity talks about the lack of masculinity, or the lack of good men, the lack thereof, less toxic masculinity, as they like to call it. What I see is Andrew Tate was a resulting factor of all of that, those different ends of the spectrum. That's what I see. So Andrew Tate gets on the platform. You know, you got your feminists, right, who are telling men their agenda, right? I'm not gonna get into that. But you got Andrew Tate on the other end saying men should be this way and women should be this way. And he's voicing his opinion. And they censor him for it. So you're saying so what I'm saying is, if you're not speaking in a politically correct manner, you get banned for it because you're speaking on the extreme side of the spectrum. But what I see is people failing to come to a mutual agreement or have a sit-down discussion with this man so you guys can benefit and evolve because of certain ideologies. The only constant in human evolution is change. Sorry if I fumbled the bag there. The only constant in human evolution is change. So you get somebody with an extreme side and you get somebody on the opposite end of the spectrum and you get them in a room together. And you see if they can find a mutual agreement. That has to be the goal. Censoring him is basically saying, we're going to take this person's platform away from him, but we're going to let this person continue to do what they want to do because their agenda is continuing to put the people in power and keep them in power. Does that make sense? Yeah, this agenda over here is better. We're gonna silence this guy, but this one over here is good. And let's get into what agendas are being pushed, right? Whether or not you agree with this. This is my channel, regardless of what I have to say. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below. Let me know how you feel about what I'm saying. There is always an agenda or a purpose behind what's going on. Let's talk about it. Here's a problem. For example, COVID, right? COVID happened. Wait for the reaction. COVID got big. Now we're waiting for the reaction. The reaction happened, right? The reaction happened. People were scared. People were nervous because of the agenda being pushed through the media, right? Everybody started being mass paranoia. Oh my God, COVID's fighting in the U.S. Oh my God, COVID's spreading in the U.S., etc., etc., etc. Reaction, mass paranoia. The same people who created the problem created the solution. The same people who created the problem created the solution. And by getting you to emotionally react here in the middle, problem, reaction, solution, right here in the middle, they get you where they want you. Politicians do this very well. People in power do this very well. They give you a topic, they get you to respond, and then they give you a solution. Joe Biden. You're not black if you don't vote for me. So you better vote for me. Because you got Donald Trump. Andrew Tate. Men need to be more masculine. He's right. Join Hustlers University. Men need to be more masculine. Women need to be property of men. What the hell is he talking about? Women need to be independent. Their own. We need to be equal. He needs to get canceled. Andrew Tate talks about the lack of masculinity in society. And he gets fans for that. But he has extreme ideology, so they cancel him. So you see where I'm going with this? Relationships are not meant to be equal. I'll say that again. Relationships are not meant to be equal. Each partner understands their role. That's it. Each partner, whoever you may be, decide to be a partner with, has to understand their role. It's not equal. It's not equal. A man uses his specimen to impregnate a woman. The woman, for 9 months, holds the baby, is the caretaker of the baby. When the child is born, both parties have to come together, understand their roles in order to grow and nurture this child. The male has his side he has his role in raising the child, and the mother also has hers. It's roles to play, not no equality. Well, I still want to be you can't, I still want to be the breadwinner and my wife wants to be the breadwinner too. Well, who's going to take care of the child? They both need to take care of the child, but there's still other things that need to be done. Somebody has to sacrifice trying to be the top dog. So what I'm saying is this. Got it to a little right there. Andrew Tate, his extreme ideologist, gets canceled because he grew a rapid following with his extreme ideologies, and he told men to be men. He told women to go back to traditional times where they were submissive to men. And his behaviors directly reflected that. He goes after younger women. Why? Because younger women are easier to impress. Because he's got status and fame and money. So a woman who isn't in tune with herself will go, okay, I don't have any of these things, but if I get by him and I do right by him, he may bless me, or I might get better because of it. Because she doesn't have a knowledge of self. She doesn't know her self-worth. She doesn't realize that Andrew Tate, whether or not he did things legitimately, just used the opportunities that presented himself, that were in front of him, and used them wisely. She can do the same thing. And then he used his experience to voice his own opinion, his own reality. And he got canceled for it. Andrew Tate is not perfect, nor is anybody else on this world. But in order to evolve as human beings, we need to have a sit-down discussion. His ideology is somebody else's. That's it. See if there is a mutual agreement that can be come through, because the only thing that matters is the legacy that's left behind for the youth that's coming up behind us, because they're going to have to live in the world behind us that we leave behind. Legacy. Prime examples of other people being canceled is Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton. All of these people get canceled because they speak out in an extreme way or speak out in the truth, their truth. Instead of having a sit-down discussion with them, somebody with some power decides to off them, cancel them, kill them. Why? Why do you think that? Really think about the impact that these people are leaving behind. Think about it. Think about the impact. How is it affecting the world as we know it and the world that we may have in the future for our youth? What is the impact? I totally agree with Andrew Tate. Men need to be more masculine. Not an aggressive masculine. Not a I need to beat my wife because she's out of place masculine. That's crazy. But a man needs to understand his role, and a woman needs to understand her role. And that's with that comes with men and women alike understanding the standards that their partner has, and their partner understanding what they want. It's not about canceling him because he has a voice. It's about finding why he has this voice. What is he going through to have this ideology? What has he experienced to have this ideology? What have we going, and why our ideology is on the opposite end of the spectrum? And then coming to a mutual agreement and evolving because of these ideologies, right? Evolving because of them. Not canceling him because he said things about the LGBTQ community or women and they took it the wrong way. He gave you a topic. You gave a reaction that you got pulled at instead of being logistical, right? Seeing things for what they are. And then you wanted to cancel him. You wanted to cancel him because of it. Rather somebody be upfront about their intentions, be authentically themselves, be aggressive about it, than somebody stab me in the back and continue to play the fiddle. That's the problem nowadays. Everybody wants a label. Everybody wants a label. Everybody wants to be a part of society. Everybody wants to be cool, popular, and fall into the status quo. So you get somebody who's already up there and then speaks about the bullshit that's going on in the world. Now it's a problem. Andrew Tate is the perfect example of cause and effect. The cause being this divide and conquer strategy between women and men, right? Women are seeing that men are less masculine. So you get a very masculine man with his ideologies too. Masculine man. I'm throwing these titles around, but I don't give a fuck about them, right? You got this very masculine man, as a lot of his fans deem him, to speak on his ideologies, and people cancel him because they deem he's toxic. Who has the power? It's your boy McLavishh. Think for yourself, please. Just think for yourself. The only thing that matters is the legacy that we leave behind for the people that are coming up under us, behind us, the youth. Peace, prosperity, and power. Mind, body, and soul. Death before dishonor. Speaking the truth, keeping the faith, holding it the fuck down. Fuck being politically correct. Be authentic in yourself in all moments. The internet shit it's the internet. What you do in real life is what matters. The legacy that you leave behind, the impact that you leave behind, that will be talked about for decades, centuries. Y'all be safe. Y'all be sturdy. I'll talk to y'all real soon. Yes, sir.